Emma Becker, and welcome to Orlando My Way. This is your one-stop destination to find out everything there is to do in Central Florida, including where to eat, what to see, and things to do. On this episode of Orlando My Way, I go behind the scenes of downtown Disney's Cirque du Soleil to see how they rehearse and prepare for their two newest acts. And then, an insider's look at what Orlando attraction beat out Disney World.
This is one of the first homes in the entire world to be designed and built with Thomas Edison electricity.
And we will also unveil the secrets of its time capsule that very few people know about. Plus, check out why flyboarding is becoming the latest craze in water sports. Join InsideTheMagic.net host Ricky Briganti as we reveal which Halloween Horror Nights houses we think are a hit and which ones are a miss.
I'm looking forward to the cannibal house. You know, cannibals, Halloween, it kind of goes together.
The votes are in. Our top 5 countdown unveils the #1 hamburger joint in Central Florida. All this and more on Orlando My Way. La Nuba, or as you may say, let's party. And that is exactly what you can do at downtown Disney's Cirque du Soleil. They recently added 2 new acts to the lineup, so I headed to the rehearsal to learn a little bit more about their craft. Tiers are you up at by the end?
I do 8 at the end, and plus we go up with the lift 3 meters, just the lift itself. So I end up at 7 meters high, I think it's 22 feet up in the air.
And you don't fall. You're not falling down. That's my breath. I think the entire audience, when that's happening, all of us, we're just holding our breath, just like I know I am. I'm sure you're holding your breath. You probably.
Well, so when I do the lower tricks, I'm pretty solid on them. You know, when you do a show, you want to do things that you do solid. But it's true, the last trick, every day I do it, I hold for dear life. It's like I pray, I go up there, and it's like all my energy is focused there.
Well, the balancing act, again, it is phenomenal. It looks dangerous. It's intense. And when you get up there, you know, we're just watching you rehearse a little bit. When you get up there, you having to, focus on something. When they tell me, like, stand on one leg, because I can't even do that without falling, they say find something to look at, but you're kind of turning. How are you able to maintain that balance?
Because I'm in the spotlight, and, it's very dark in the seats, so you don't see anything. You basically just see yourself and the props. I have certain places with a fixed point that the guys here make sure that I have.
Well, for those who haven't seen the show yet, they're not going to exactly understand what you bring to the show. I myself have been a couple times. Like I said, I've been twice in 2 weeks. And your dynamic is just so perfect, which shows that you know each other. And like I said earlier, I was a little concerned that, make sure you guys get along in real life, because on stage you're like brothers just picking on each other, right?
Yeah, it really helps to know each other for so long, because most of the time we don't need to explain. We look at the eyes of the other person and we know where he's gonna go, or what he's feeling, or if he have a problem, or is
One of my favorite scenes with you all in a show, I think, is the airplane one where, I think you just ruined his, or what did he ruin of yours first?
His first. I am the first one.
You pick on him more.
Yeah.
I feel like he's always trying to, be your friend and say I'm sorry, but then you got him back and smashed his airplane.
The revenge. The revenge of the plane.
Yes. To see more of my close-ups with the cast of La Nuba, download the free app from the App Store or log on to OrlandoMyWay.com. After seeing all those acrobatics, I headed down to Airhead's Trampoline Arena to try them out for myself. And let's just say, I don't think I'm going to be signing up for any auditions at Cirque du Soleil anytime soon. Show us what you got, boys. Disney is one of the most popular tourist attractions of all time. But according to TripAdvisor, a hidden gem in DeLand beat out the Big Mouse this year and was voted the #1 tourist attraction in all of Florida. Check out the Stetson Mansion.
Located in DeLand, TripAdvisor named the Stetson Mansion
The #1 tourist attraction in the entire state of Florida. We beat out the Big Mouse.
That's JT, the owner and reason the Stetson Mansion is still an active part of the community. The first thing you'll notice about the mansion when you arrive is that you wouldn't have noticed it if it weren't your destination.
Maybe 90% of our guests have never heard of the mansion until they drive up and they park and they do the same thing probably that you did. Oh my God, what is this?
Built in 1886, the mansion was the winter home of the Stetson family for 20 years. Philanthropist and hat maker John B. Stetson built a 3-story home with his much younger wife, Elizabeth. JT has made it a point to keep the home just as it was, from the unique paneling and custom floors to some time capsules filled with his country's history.
This is one of the first homes in the entire world to be designed and built with Thomas Edison electricity. And Thomas Edison was best friends with Mr. Stetson, so he was actually at the mansion overseeing the electrical install. And what's really neat about it is the original circuit box, which is actually a museum piece. This is the original Thomas Edison light fixture and another original Thomas Edison light fixture. And 2 of the tags have Thomas Edison's writing on it. So it's a really, again, an amazing piece of history, a time capsule that, no one knew about.
One thing about the refurbished mansion is that it hasn't required an army of people to maintain. Instead, JT and his partner have kept the home, grounds, and other buildings immaculate on their own. And he credits his father for his ability to make that happen.
My dad, the thing that he instilled in me the most was a work ethic. I never thought I would attain the things that I've attained to at this point, but it's the work ethic that he really instilled in me that is the most valuable and the most cherished thing that I could have ever received from him. It was the most incredible journey of our life. So it was totally worth the 16 and 18-hour days that we put in.
Now the home serves as a gathering place for those who wish to have their own special events, like weddings, parties, and more. And of course, brings guests in to observe the home themselves.
This really is everyone's home, and it's closing the doors up and say, okay, we restored it, it's all ours now. I think that would be a little selfish. So now we invite people from around the world.
Up next, find out how to master flyboarding, the latest craze in water sports.
You're going to have 255 horsepower at your feet, powering you probably 5 to 6 feet in the air over the water.
And then tap right into Hanson Shoe Repair Orlando Speakeasy Bar for air cocktails.
Kind of like a morning after hangover cure from the era.
And see Renee share his potion for curing hangovers. Still to come, theme park insider Ricky Briganti and I will share our opinions on which Halloween Horror Night houses are the scariest. Got a riddle for you. What do you get when you cross an entertainment reporter with full throttle flyboard? Well, why don't you see for yourself? All right, David, we're here at Lake Underhill now. I'm getting really nervous. I've seen you put out all the equipment. What am I going to expect when I finally get strapped in with this hoverboard?
You're going to have 255 horsepower at your feet, powering you probably 5 to 6 feet in the air over the water, hovering over the lake here on the Flyboard.
You guys, I am really scared right now. You shouldn't be, I just am. I'm a klutz.
You'd be really surprised. The majority of people, we get out of the water having fun right away in the first 5 minutes of their session. So you'll have no problem, I'm sure.
All right, well, let's get geared up and let's go try this thing.
All right.
Let's go.
David is showing us how it's done. After a few times, I think I got it down. David told me I only got up 2 to 3 feet up in the air. However, I think I got up a little higher. He says he gets up in the 20-something feet. So let's see if he can make that happen. But guys, full throttle is awesome. Get down here and try it for yourself. information on Orlando Extreme Sports, download the free app from the App Store or log on to orlandomyway.com. Have you ever had one of those nights where you had one too many cocktails and knew the next day would be a little unpleasant? Well, downtown Orlando Speakeasy Bar, Hanson Shoe Repair has the cure. I headed down there and learned how to make a cocktail from the progressive era that will cure those hangovers.
Thank you for calling Hanson Shoe Repair Shop. First class shoe repair, sewing as our specialty. If your shoes have lost their spirit or are prohibiting you from walking properly, please speak easily into the phone receiver to schedule a time to drop off your shoes for repair.
This is called a corpse reviver.
Corpse survivor?
Corpse reviver.
Corpse
Yeah,
reviver.
it's kind of like a morning after hangover cure from the era.
I get it. Corpse reviver. I like that.
It's actually shaken. It has gin. In this case, I'm pouring Cointreau, which is an orange liqueur. Cocchi or Americano, which is an Italian fortified wine. The classic recipe calls for a similar spirit called Lillet, but our preference here is these Cocchi, of lemon juice.
I tried shaking one of these before, and I don't know if I just didn't have it on correctly. I failed. It went everywhere. I was going to ask if you wanted to help me shake it.
You want to try?
Yes. I wanted to say I helped. So is there a certain angle? Is this like a craft?
You can just shake it as any which way you feel most comfortable.
Is it going to pour out?
It will not.
Wow.
Here's your corpse survivor.
So if you had a late night, kind of had a couple too many drinks, have the corpse survivor, and it will refresh you until what?
Until you have 3 in quick succession, then it'll unrevive the corpse again.
So don't chase this with 3 more. Coming up, find out how you can jump in a trainer's wetsuit for a day at Discovery Cove.
A lot of times it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the guests that come into this park. It's amazing.
Plus, popular theme park host joins me on Orlando My Way for some Halloween Horror Nights inside information. Then, wondering where the best hamburger joint is in Central Florida? Our top 5 countdown is next. Dream of a place where you can lay out on uncrowded beaches, have close encounters with some of the world's most exotic creatures, and chow down on all the food you can eat? Well, it's time to wake up. All this and more is what you will experience at SeaWorld Orlando's Discovery Cove. There is so much to discover at Discovery Cove, including hanging out in the freshwater oasis to see some marmosets. Come see the otters play or sleep. Or if you want to kick back and relax. Or head to the Grand Reef, grab your snorkel gear, and swim with some rays. We just got out of the water. The dolphin interaction was absolutely phenomenal. I loved watching the guest reaction.
Exciting, right?
And who did we meet?
We met Rose and Prim. Rose is one of our newest mothers. She was the one that had our 27th dolphin birth. We actually welcomed our 28th right after, which is really exciting. Babies are always such an exciting time for us, like I was telling you, in the water. And there's just so many interesting things in the water with the dolphins that we get to do, and so many fun things. It's just great to see how everybody experiences that. And a lot of times it is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for the guests that come into this park.
For those who want to experience or be in your shoes or your wetsuit, if we want to say that, there is a trainer for a day interaction, I guess. Tell me a little bit more about that.
We offer a trainer for a day program as well. It is an all-day program where a guest comes in and they follow a trainer through all those different areas that I basically just talked about in the parks. So not only are you with your trainer for your interaction here in the water, but you get to visit the freshwater oasis, the aviary, the Grand Reef, a lot of our backstage areas, and you also get to do a little bit more with the dolphins a little bit later in the day, but we always keep that a surprise. But honestly, right now, trainer for a day or even just coming into the park is the best time for Florida residents.
I am here with InsideTheMagic.net's Ricky Brigante. He is actually the host, the owner. He's the guy and it covers all things theme parks.
You
all
got
over.
it, absolutely.
Well, you know, Halloween Horror Nights is coming up, and I want to talk about that. And Universal has told us the houses, the scare zones, and some of the original content that we're going to see.
Very true.
And sorry, go ahead.
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it, me too. And one of the houses that we were talking about earlier was the Alien vs. Predator house, which is going to be very different from before.
Yeah, unique, first time for those franchises coming to this. I think a lot of fans are really excited. They're both very iconic sort of elements of sci-fi, and to bring it to Horror Nights is something pretty cool.
And so what are some of the things, I guess, you may have been caught up on that guests will see while they're walking through? I guess they're going to see some of the gory details of the franchise, right?
Sure. Aliens are going to be brought to life with these really elaborate puppets that should be pretty awesome.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to be a little scared about that one. Well, also scare zones. We have heard many of the scare zones. Purge Anarchy, the film actually was released recently, and that is going to be one of the experiences that guests can walk through. I'm pretty curious about that one. What do you think about it?
Taking over the New York area of Universal Studios, it's going to be just utter chaos. You know, masked crazy people. When, you know, all crime is legal for 12 hours, you can imagine what would happen.
I know, and they say be careful because you yourself might become a target, and so that keeps ringing in my mind. Exactly. And then finally, we just heard about the original content that Universal Studios is going to bring. 3 houses, 2 scare zones. Which of the houses are you most excited to walk through?
Oh gosh, I mean, they're all varied. I personally would looking forward to the Cannibal house. You know, cannibals, Halloween, it kind of goes together. Creepy, gory, but you know, there's evil clowns and evil dolls and
all of our worst fears are going to come through.
Pretty much.
And you know, I'm actually a little bit, you know, I could say a little bit more excited about these than the original. I like to see how they can expand and let their imagination run wild with these houses.
Seems like it's a good mix this year of, you know, intellectual property and some original ideas.
And then obviously we have 2 scare zones that are coming as well. And so all of this, we have all the details. I'm sure InsideTheMagic.net has all the details.
Of course.
Orlando My Way has all the details. Between me and Ricky, we're going to keep you informed. And so be sure to head there and learn all the gory details that we're gonna get for Halloween Horror Nights. But thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ricky, for joining us.
Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
And definitely go check him out to learn more about Halloween Horror Nights. If you would like more info on Halloween Horror Nights or Orlando My Way, download the free app from the App Store on your mobile device or log on to OrlandoMyWay.com. Well, what's your beef? Well, you told us. Here are the top 5 hamburger joints in Central Florida, according to you. Coming in, number 5, BurgerFi. Pictured is the breakfast all-day burger, aka the Bad Burger. Coming in, number 4, Breaker's Burger. Pictured is their Bacon Burger, which is an 8-ounce hand-formed beef patty grilled to your liking. Sliding in, number 3, Mary's Country Kitchen. In this picture, you'll see the specialty item on their menu, Mary's Double Bacon Cheeseburger. Coming up in the runner-up spot, Beth's Burger Bar. You'll see here the Double D Challenge Burger. If you eat this burger within 10 minutes, you'll get a t-shirt that says, Conquer the Double D Challenge. When we come back, I'll be at the number 1 burger joint in Central Florida. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back. Before the break, I told you 4 of the 5 top burger joints in all of Central Florida. And now the moment you've been waiting for, the number 1 burger joint in all of Central Florida, according to you, Teak Neighborhood Grill. How does it feel to have been voted number 1?
Man, it's awesome. We're really extremely humbled that we got picked number 1. We work really hard every day to produce good quality products here.
There's 8,000 people in this neighborhood, so we are an actual neighborhood bar and grill.
Since we're at the number 1 spot, we're gonna find out what Teak's number 1 burger is. And Chef Philip, what is that?
The Drunken Monk is our number 1 burger. It's big, it's juicy, and it's cheesy. Tell me what is on the Drunken Monk.
The Drunken Monk, it's an 8-ounce Angus burger with angry orchard jam, roasted cherry tomatoes, provolone cheese, and white cheddar cheese sauce.
Oh my gosh, and I think I'm about to try it. I mean, I don't know how big my mouth has to be to actually get around this thing, but we're gonna try it. All right, here we go. Well, that's it. The #1 burger joint in all of Central Florida, Teak Neighborhood Grill. You saw it first. Thank you all for talking with us, showing us the burger. Get down here and try it for yourself. And thank you for watching Orlando My Way. Be sure to head to orlandomyway.com for more stories like this and download the free app from the App Store.